course.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It is time for the Artist of the Week interview, and the Artist of the Week interview is brought to you by Applied Knowledge Apparel. And Applied Knowledge Apparel, man, if you want some good, dope clothing that has some meaning behind it, man, check them out on their Instagram page. It's Applied Knowledge _. And their motto is, it's what you do with what you know. And definitely take that knowledge, man, and do what you got to do, man. But joining us right now, man, we got the legend himself, hip hop royalty. We got Mr. Smooth B in the building, man. What's good, sir? How are you?
Man, everything is great, sir. How are you?
I'm good, man. We're gonna get into Before. You know what I'm saying? That's tearing up the charts right now. And it's good to see our legends getting their roses while they're here, man. And it's good to see that people miss that type of hip hop. So congratulations on that, first of all.
Oh man, that's a blessing, man. It's so very much appreciated, beloved. You know what I'm saying? You know how they say when someone says great to see you, be like, look, great to be seen, man. Great to be
seen. So before we get into that, man, I kind of want to catch up to what Smooth B's been up to, man. Like I said, for the hip hop heads who listen to the show, they know Mike Nice and Smooth definitely. And I know you released some joints, here and there between there, but it's like you now you're kicking them in the neck now, man, with the new joint, man. So what's Smooth B been up to, man? What's Smooth B out there doing?
Well, look. Man, Smooth B been putting in a lot of work, man. Working on new material, working with new artists and everything. It's a renewal, And in fact, when you mentioned charts, climbing charts, we number one, man. Before is number one on the DRT digital radio tracking chart. Oh man, we killing them, man. We wait a minute. Let me get all the numbers right. We number one. That's first and foremost.
Yeah.
What are we? 12? Where we? Yo, Igard, my partner, Igard. Igard know all. You know the numbers, right? What's the other numbers, Igard?
Yeah, man. On the top 200 chart, he's number 39.
Nice.
He up there with Drake and all of them on the top 200. And mind you, this is our personal label on the indie chart, so he definitely making a lot of noise on the top 50 hip hop R&B. Last week it was the number 19. The new chart come out this Wednesday. So, we trying to be number one on all these charts.
Slow down, son. You're killing them.
This my right here, man, Big Igard. You know what I'm saying? He gonna keep on. He gonna stay on top of the numbers. I'm gonna stay on top of my pen.
Yeah.
And then we gonna make it blend.
And it makes everything so much easier when it's that way, right?
That's right.
So besides that feeling, I know it feels great, man. But as a veteran in the game, man, it seems like that era is really coming back now. A lot of the younger artists are starting to sample the '90s music and bring a lot of the artists in. And we even seen Run the Jewels recently did a joint with Greg Nice, and they did a joint with DJ Premier. And so when you come from that era, man, and I know when you was out making the music and people probably was hitting you like, man, you got that from the '80s and the '70s and the '60s. So how does it feel that you're in that boat now where people are sampling Nice and Smooth and Smooth B verses and stuff like that?
That's beautiful, man. You know what I'm saying? That shows the evolution of the game. It's a wonderful feeling because at the end of the day, it's all about appreciation. The people that came before us, it was more or less showing when we got an opportunity, it was showing our appreciation for what they laid down to take the culture or to do our best to take the culture further, and so it's the same way. And, of course, hip hop is going in so many various directions since the beginning. And, for a minute, it I don't know, to me, it was lackluster for a minute due to the lack of originality.
Yeah.
So that took its course in its time. And now people are coming back and just add so much sauce and flavor to it now. I do believe, the golden never has returned.
Nice. And you said you was doing some mentoring and stuff like that too as well, right? So how's that been for you? How's it been feeling to kind of give back to the community and give back to the hip hop?
Oh man, that's great. You know what I'm saying? It's so funny, Kate, man. Kawan, man, let me tell you something. Just being able to be in this industry and being a part of the culture for decades is so interesting because you see cycles and you see things go up and down and return to its original form and go again. And so it's like, man, it's a trip, bro. It's a trip, man. It's like, Wait a minute, man. See, you got me so many thoughts. Ask me the question again. Tell me the question again.
Giving back to the community. How does it make you feel as a veteran? Yeah.
Thank you, man. Cause I done see so much. Come on, I done see so much. All right. Now giving back to the community. You know, that was the point that I wanted to make. I've always been on it. You know, I've always been on that. You know what I'm saying? I love to build. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, that's right up my alley. I'm always adding on. You know what I'm saying? They say charity begins at home, man. Man, I'm breaking bread. I'm teaching cats. You know, like, it's a lot of artists hands-on. And because I do it from the heart, I don't expect nothing. Just show me love and proper respect, B. Yeah. I didn't do it for none of that others. I just, here, you hold that, run with it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I did a lot of that. Yeah. And a lot of the artists that came after Nice and Smooth, whether you wouldn't even imagine. I'll tell you certain people, it'll be certain people that I could name names, and I don't really into all of that. But I can name names, and it'll be people that you be saying, oh, I could see that. Yeah. That sounds like some of your flavor. Then it'll be certain people that you be like, you wrote that? Yeah. Or you helped with that concept? I'm like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, bottom line, it's a new day and it's a new game. You know what I'm saying? This is a new way to play. You still hanging, nigga, get out the way.
So let's talk about this. Let's talk about this Heat Rock that you got before, man. It's
yes.
It's when I first threw it in and heard it, I was like, I did the hip hop face though. Oh. So when you heard that track, man, what was instantly going through your mind when you first heard that track?
Let me tell you what's beautiful about this track, man. This track is so, you know, it's amazing, right? It's like this. Long story short, it started from a vibe. I was just in the mood to get back into my zone. You know what I'm saying? I was wanting it for a while. Come on, Father. You know, I put God first. So I'm like, God, please, man, give me that energy, man. You know, the way I used to feel, man, when I first stepped to this game, man. I've seen so much in this shit. I'm tired of it. I mean, I don't want to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, from the industry part, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? But the creative, you know, God bless me with that pen skill. So I stay writing. So anyway, long story short, one of the, you know, just different things started occurring. And then I went in this 99-cent store one day. And long story short, I heard the original song, Elton John. I guess that's why they call it the blues. And I heard it over the speaker in the 99-cent store. And, you know, growing up in the Bronx in New York in the 70s, you know, we always was listening to rock and Cerrone and Queen, and all of that was an intricate part of hip hop. I find. So I'm personally a huge Elton John fan. So when I heard that song, I hadn't heard it in years. So automatically, I'm going to the crib and I'm writing that. I'm putting that in a routine form. Okay, one to another. So when I'm doing this, I'm in LA. So, you know, I'm speaking to Agon, he in New York. I'm speaking to my man, the great MI. And I'm like, yo, dude, I got this idea, B. When I get back to New York, we going in. All right, bet. These my dudes, you know, I love to record and produce with them. And MI, he's a little musical genius, this little nigga. He played the bass guitar. He played the violin. This nigga just go crazy. He played live drums, you know. So he got on some one-man band shit. We got in the studio. I don't know. Can I curse?
Yeah, you got it. All
right, bet. Pardon me. Yeah, I didn't want to start nothing, you know.
Yeah, no, you good.
So he got on some one-man band shit, right? We got up there and we started putting this song together. And he was like, oh, matter of fact, I can play the drums. I can do this. I was like, yo, M's, are you dead ass serious? Because this was the first time, you know, you're dope producing all that, but this was the first time we were actually putting a song together from scratch. And so when we actually did it, and he started telling, I didn't know he could play all of those different instruments. Man. So we started coming together and it was crazy. So I didn't sing the hook to him yet. I was just telling him the concept of how I wanted to flip it or whatever. So when he started coming, he started going into his magic bag of tricks, and God has got his input. Yo, God, you should come over the top with that. And I'm like, all right. I said, no, but now y'all niggas sit back and listen to this. Yeah. And I went and laughed, and I was like, well, I guess that's why they call it the blues. It was like, oh,
yeah. Yeah.
They was like, Smooth is on some bullshit right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
So, you know, and you know, we had a great time making that song, man. You know, it just was beautiful. And, you know, overall, it brought me back to the Boogie Down. That's like, that's a New York anthem for me, man. You know what I'm saying? I want it to be universal and all over the world, but its origin started in the BX, man, because that song gives me the whole New York, Bronx flavor when hip hop was hip hop.
Yeah, yeah. How proud are you of the Bronx right now, man? The Bronx has really been making noise for a minute, but it seems like they've been kind of just like this track kicking them in the neck here these past few years, man. With the hip-hop.
Yeah. Oh, shout out to Cardi B too, because for a while she carried the fucking Bronx on her back.
Yeah. And even in the entertainment world, you got DeZeus and Mero doing their thing out there, and really putting the Bronx on their map. And Bronx has always been kind of like that forgotten borough. If you're not from the city, you know what I'm saying, you know about the Bronx, but outside of the city, you really don't hear much about the Bronx. And it's kind of good to see a lot of people, you know, represent that flag. You know what I mean?
Right, that's right.
So is this the single? Is this part of a bigger project that you guys are working on?
Yes, yes. This is the spearhead. This is setting it off. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this is the beginning. You're gonna get some. You're gonna get a nice remix too. If anybody, you know, y'all want to cop, because I have an EP out right now. It's before EP, so it's different versions of before. So for my Latina, you understand what I'm talking about? I got a joint where I'm singing the hook in Spanish. Ya lo ves que tú me quieras azul. Ese ayer necesito tu luz. Pasan los años, sigo contando. Hoy me levanto y no estás a mi lado. When I was young, I had to beat the glass.
Yeah, they're not ready for that. They're not ready for that one right there, man. So, man, like I said, man, you being legendary status, man, you've seen them come and go, you know, whether it be the industry took them out or the streets took them out, man. How blessed is it to feel that, you know, after all these years, Smooth B's name still rings bells out here and people put respect on that name?
Man, it's a beautiful thing, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I put in that work and I earned it. You know, it's like, it's nothing like it. You know, it's nothing like being, like I said earlier in the interview, it's nothing like being appreciated, you know, truly appreciated, because you put the work in and you do it from the heart. You know, true artists do it from the heart, and they draw from inspirations of everything around them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so
there's
no me without you. Go ahead.
Let me interject real quick. Kawan?
Yeah.
Let me interject real quick. You know, a lot of people forget that Smooth B is one of the founders of hip hop and R&B.
Yeah.
You know, it was a time where they didn't even think that could ever mix.
Exactly.
They thought he was out of his mind when he even started talking about that.
Yeah.
So a lot of people forget that part.
Yeah.
Yeah, that part, God.
Yeah,
God. Thank you, God.
Yeah, definitely was a part of that blending. You know what I'm saying? Where, like you said, he had the vision to see that blending and where it took off now to where now R&B artists want to be rappers now.
Right.
Every hip hop, every rap you heard from Bobby Brown, Smooth B wrote that.
Yeah.
You know, like, I let him tell a story though.
Yeah. Talk about that. Let's talk about that. Let's go into Smooth B Diaries real quick. Bobby Brown, how was it working on him?
Yeah, man, you know, okay, so now guess what? I'm in the Boogie Down Bronx. We're talking about early 80s, you know, early 80s. Of course, we got the Force MDs. Of course, we got Raheem from the Furious Five and all them fly cats, you know what I'm saying? Those were my inspirations, right? But hip hop started, you know, making that little swivel and that turn. And so when everything started to become more mainstream, you know, like okay, case in point, you had the Force MCs, you had the Force MDs. They came out and they were singing. Shout out to Stevie D and the whole crew, right? That's my people. But the thing was, they were originally the Force MCs, and so they would rhyme and be singing and doing routines, battling Cold Crush, all of that, you know. But the thing was, when they came into the music industry and they got their record deal and everything, the record company, I think it was Mercury Records or whatever label they were on, was like, nah, we don't want y'all rapping no more. We want y'all to sing love ballads, and that's what we signing you for. So that combination went out the window. So I was like, damn. So I'm observing all of this coming up, and I'm loving what they're doing, and I'm saying, but it's got to be a blend. So the industry, again, was like, nah, separate that, man. Yeah. And, you know, in the early 80s, they didn't even consider rap or hip-hop to be a true art form. Mm-hmm. We had to earn that, you know what I'm saying, as a collective. So long story short, I'm going on, boom, 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 boom. I met Bobby Brown. You know, at the time I was a bike messenger. You know, it just, God has a way. God wrote the script. You know what I'm saying? But long story short, I was introduced to him by Mixmaster Ice from UTFO. Then next thing you know, one point led to another. They invited me to a studio session. Dr. Ice was writing at that time for Bobby Brown. He didn't make it to the studio. I made it to the studio. Next thing you know, I became Bobby's key writer. So on that first album, King of Stage, I wrote the rhyme on Baby Wanna Tell You Something, Girl Next Door, the title track, King of Stage. It goes on. All the raps you heard him write, more or less, you know, on that first album, bam, bam, bam. Yeah. Then we go into Don't Be Cruel, the Gumby haircut. Yeah. Man, I could go on all day. But long story short, so, you know, God is using me. And it's like and he's using others to bring me in. Like Bobby brought me in the game and exposed me to the industry and all of that. But I'm learning, I'm soaking everything up like a sponge. And I'm seeing, and I'm like, yo, boom, boom, boom. And then I start to realize, I said, man, that formula, that vision, it's really manifesting, but it's manifesting through Bobby. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? In terms of being an R&B, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to mix both of them together. Yeah. So now I know that the formula works. Then I said, well, I came back to New York. I met Greg Nice. You know what I'm saying? So it just, and then, you know, and in between then, I would be in the company of so many artists. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, that's how I am, man. I'm a good energy dude. I'm a people's person. Yeah. So I'm going in that sessions like, yo, word, all right, sprinkle that like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm rearranging niggas' songs. I'm telling motherfuckers, no, put that out first. Then follow up with that. I'm doing A&R jobs and shit all through the late 90s and then late 80s going through the 90s, man. Yeah. I mean, I'm talking about for some heavy hitters, man, but it was, you know, it's just a blessing, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's a blessing. That's all I can say.
And you guys always been able to move through with anybody, man, from the like I said, Gang Stars to Pac to, you know what I'm saying? Right. To those type of, you know what I'm saying? And everybody had the same love for you regardless. So that's that was always fun to see that. No, I was gonna say that was always fun as a fan to watch that. Like I'm like, man, these cats can go with anybody. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I remember it was our third album, our third studio album, and it was like 1993, 94, and so we was getting ready to go on tour. So by that point, you know, we headlining, right? So Nas had just dropped and Wu-Tang had just dropped. So I remember our booking agent, we went and we was trying to set up a tour. So he's like, well, you know, we want to put you guys, mix y'all with some R&B cats or whatever, but the motherfuckers at the hottest shit right now really is Nas and Wu-Tang, so we don't know if y'all want to go on. I said, what? Hell yeah, come on, let's go. Yeah. Man, so the first tour that Nas and Wu-Tang went on was with Nice and Smooth.
Nice.
So to add on to what you said as far as mix and everything, but man, it was fun because a year before that, DJ Premier introduced me to Nas, you know, in D&D Studios, and it was funny. On the last note I left when we started exchanging some stories, and he was like, yo, Smooth, man, your era was so much fun, you know what I'm saying? He said, I wish I was around when y'all came out. I said, look, man, I said, life has a funny way of working itself out. And I'm telling Nas this, I said, you mess around, and we'll go on tour together. Mm-hmm. So the first day of the tour, he ran up on me when he seen me in front of the hotel and was like, yo, Smooth! Because we was building, you know what I'm saying? So I was just telling them different things, like, look out for this, look out for that. This is going to happen. People are going to change towards you before you change. I was just dropping gems, you know, God speaking through me to him. But so when I saw him again, not only were we on the same tour, he was like, everything you said happened. I was like, that part.
So, man, well, man, let me ask you this real quick before we get out of here, man. Smooth B, you still enjoying what you do, man? You still enjoy making the music and having the fun?
Yo, man, let me tell you something. It's so much fun, and especially now, in this moment in time, you know, a lot of times, man, I got to tell you, especially being in this industry, it's the company you keep, the people around you, because it's ups and downs, it's, you know, it's peaks and valleys and pitfalls and all of that. But if you got a right team rolling with you, man, you understand? then the insurmountable is mountable. You're like, oh man, I can knock that down. You know what I'm saying? Because you got the right team, you know, and God did that. You know what I'm saying? Each how would you say? I could say at each point in my life and each point of my career, he put me with the right people for that particular time.
Yeah.
And I've never was looking for it. You couldn't have told me that I was. See, but when I met Greg Nice, I wasn't thinking about being in a group. Yeah. That was the furthest thing from my mind. But that energy dictated it, so that we made that happen. Yeah. And my brother Igar, I've been knowing him since I was 10 years old.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Yeah,
I never imagined in a million years starting a label with my brother and all what we doing right now. Yeah. I never thought about it. We just always was tight and just never did like business together. So it was a no-brainer. Like when you rock with somebody that you knew for the majority of your life, and then y'all in the same industry, but y'all just rocking. And even during those times, we used to just hang outside of the game. But we came full circle as OGs.
Yeah.
Linked up, started laughing about it, and celebrating everything that we already had in common. And now we're going to get this bag, K.
There we go. I was just about to say that. I was going to say, God, man, I can just tell from the energy from you guys just kind of vibing with y'all, man. I could tell that y'all got each other's best interests at heart. And it's hard to find that now, especially now with the money being as high as it is for these artists, man. It's like everybody's going to go for the bag and they want to leave everybody else behind. So it's dope to see two brothers doing their thing, man.
Yeah, and before you go, man, I'd like to say it's hard to find that loyalty because a lot of people never had that before, so they don't know what loyalty is. Mm-hmm. They equate loyalty with money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But when you know the Most High God, you know what loyalty is because he never turned his back on us. We turned our back on him.
Yeah.
You know, Smooth B, that's my brother since we was kids, and it's always been the same. Yeah. I used to run with KRS-One, Ultramagnet, and a bunch of other Tim Dogs. But that was always my brother. But he was already doing this thing. Every time he came off a tour, we get together. Yeah. We have a class, but we never actually worked together because he was doing his thing. I was doing my thing. But that always, I mean, his wife, we go back like sandbox, like car seats. You know, I'll be remiss if I don't thank my brother, man, OG Johnny O. Love you to death. Yes. You know, me and Smooth and I set out to Johnny O, all the Nerd DJ, to Kermit Henderson, to Mike from Digital Radio Tracker, to everybody. We got a whole staff that support us and they working with us. All the DJs playing the record, showing love. We definitely want to thank y'all before we too short to say that. And you know, the brother got to go.
Definitely. Yes. Well, I can definitely tell you this, man. We've been playing the record since we got it here in the show and then on our radio station, and I can't wait. I can't wait to get out and about again and start spinning these records, man. So I could throw that on and just see that crowd reaction.
Oh my man, that's what I'm talking about, baby.
Yeah.
Oh man,
come on, he about to shock the world.
I know.
Don't get it twisted. Yeah. People thinking like, all right, this is a dope song. Do he got anything else behind it? He about to shock the world.
The catalog is ready, right?
He knocked out Foreman. He about to shock the world. He got a classic album. Yeah, he did it dolo.
Yeah.
He did it dolo. I'm so proud of my brother.
Yeah.
You know, all praise to the Most High God, man.
Well, I'll tell you what we do, man. What we do on the show is I have this thing called the Mixtape Show listening sessions, and we'll bring the artists on and we'll break down the album and listen to it live on air. Whenever that's ready, man, and you guys want to come back, definitely reach out to me. Y'all got my number now, and let's set that up, bro, because I definitely love to do that, man. Definitely.
Oh man, absolutely.
Yeah, we be with you, brother. We be with you, man. We thank you, man.
Thank you. Man. Anybody you want to shout out before we get up out of here? Well, before we do that, social media, Smooth. How can they follow your journey right now, man? What's the best way? What's the best social media to get you on?
Okay, bet. Now check this out. It's the legendary Smooth B. TheLegendary, the legendary Smooth SMOOTH and 1B, the legendary Smooth B on Instagram, the legendary Smooth B on Facebook, the legendary Smooth B on Twitter, and the website, thelegendarysmoothb.com, baby.
There we go. And that single's available on all streaming platforms?
All streaming platforms.
Yes, sir.
Yep. Before Smooth B, before the legendary Smooth B, before
All that. Buy it, download it. You know what I'm saying? Buy it again. Buy it for your mama and them. Just buy it. And
Come on, get it for the mama and them. Come on.
There we go, man. Well, fellas, we definitely appreciate you, man. I can't wait to have you back, man. This is home for you guys anytime, man. My tagline for the show is we celebrate the legends and the legends in the making. So we definitely want to bring you back whenever you want to come back, man. The door's always open.
Okay. We'll be back, and we appreciate you.
No problem.
Salute to OG Johnny O. Salute to Big Kermit Henderson. Salute to all the nerd DJ and all the DJs around the world that's playing Smooth B before. Salute to all of y'all. Salute to everybody buying the record, supporting the record. We love all of y'all. And y'all going, oh man, the brother gonna shock the world. He got some heat for y'all.
There we go.
I got some heat.
Well, I'll tell you what, man.
We'll get to what I'm saying. Y'all waited and y'all supported me. I'm gonna knock their damn head off. Go ahead, God.
I was gonna say, man, let's get into this before joint, man. Let the people listen to it, man. And y'all, you guys hold on real quick. I'm gonna give you some info. We'll be right back. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. Peace.
The Mixtape Show.